Hello, Lakers. This is Miss Sherwin speaking. Today is Monday, October 5th, and here is the agenda and breakdown of what you're going to be doing today. We're going to start off with a quick recap of Chapter 2. You will eventually be reading Chapter 3 and Of Mice and Men, and I'll talk through a character analysis activity that is going to be due on Wednesday. So if I am going to see you in class, we are going to do a quick Chapter 2 recap where I'm going to ask you to think about maybe 3 words that come to mind with Chapter 2. If you're one of our DLA students, I would still maybe pause here and think about this at the very least. It's kind of good to recall Chapter 2, what happened in the text before I walk you through it myself. Otherwise, let's talk through Chapter 2. Chapter 2 is when we meet a lot of characters. So George and Lenny, they get to the ranch where they are going to start work, and they meet Candy, Curly, Curly's wife, the boss, and Slim. Okay, so on my picture on the left here, we've got a lot of characters going on. We haven't met everybody yet, but we've met a majority of people. So within this chapter, we realize that George and Lenny, they get to work. When they meet Candy, Candy is called the Old Swamper, and he is kind of the man who cleans up the ranch, and he has this really old dog with him that's referred to as Candy's dog. Very smelly. Some people don't like him very much, okay? On top of that, though, we also find out that the boss was a little upset that they didn't come by the day before, but it's just fine now. They're there. Lenny, even though was told by George to stay quiet when the boss first shows, kind of forgets and talks just a little bit. Otherwise, we also meet Curly and Curly's wife. Curly is the boss's son, who is also an ex-boxer, okay, and he has a bit of a temper, okay? He is kind of picking up on George and Lenny, and we'll see kind of what unfolds with these characters as the story goes on. We also meet Curly's wife, who is a very interesting person, and we'll hear more about her as the story goes on as well. May cause a little bit of trouble, but we'll see what happens. And then we also meet Slim, and Slim is known as the kind of the head underneath the boss. He's the head of the grain team. So as if it's like your supervisor, and then you've got the man who owns the whole place is the boss, and Slim is kind of like the supervisor underneath. And so those are the characters that we met throughout the story right now. I would say that Chapter 2 is all about meeting characters. Chapter 3 is where we're going to finally get a lot of conflict happening here. So please stay tuned for that part today. Okay, so today's plan. Check out the calendar for the week. We are reading basically every day this week except for Wednesday. So please try to stay on top of that the best that you can. Read Chapter 3 today and fill out the packet as you go, the chronologue and the character chart. Also look into the character analysis activity where you're going to be asked to draw a character and give me a few quotes as to why you think they look the way that they do. Okay, so this is also a good activity to maybe fill in your character chart in your packet as well, or to use that to fill out the character analysis activity on Schoology, which is going to be due Wednesday at 11:59. Other than that, have a great day, Lakers, and let me know if you have any questions at all.